The story of Almut and Tobias begins in a way that hardly looks like the beginning of a love story. Tobias is rushing out of a bakery, holding a freshly brewed cup of coffee. He's distracted, reading a work email, thinking about his next meeting, trying to sip the coffee, all at once. At the very same moment, Almut steps out of a nearby shop. She is equally distracted, trying to keep her grocery bags from falling. Her concentration slips for a second, and the universe decides this is the moment it wants them to meet. They collide. Coffee spills everywhere, on Tobias's hand, on her bag, on the pavement. The clumsiness is almost funny, but in the moment, it feels like chaos. Almut looks up, annoyed for 1 second, then surprised the next. Tobias apologizes in that half-panicked, half-embarrassed way only he can. For a second, they study each other, like two people trying to understand what just happened. There is something instant in their eyes. Not dramatic. Not explosive. But recognizable. The sort of familiarity you feel with someone you technically haven't met yet, an unspoken warmth, a flicker of, oh, this person. Almut gives a quick half-smile. Tobias tries to joke about the destruction of his morning coffee. She laughs, softly, unexpectedly. The tension dissolves. They part ways, but both walk away glancing back once. That glance is the seed. A tiny one. But it is the beginning. A few days later, Tobias is sitting alone in a small restaurant. He is typing on his laptop, but his eyes aren't focused. He looks tired, maybe even frustrated. And then he hears a familiar voice ordering something behind him. He looks up. It's her. Almut. She recognizes him instantly and smiles, an amused, warm expression that almost says, of all places, you again. This time, instead of chaos, their meeting feels intentional. Destiny has stopped being subtle. Almut joins him. Neither hesitates. It feels unusually easy. They talk the way strangers often don't, openly, naturally, without effort. They find themselves leaning in, listening closely, matching each other's energy. The conversation stretches. Hours pass without them noticing. When they finally get up to leave, something has changed. They walk out together, both secretly hoping this isn't the last time. It won't be. It's evening. London is glowing with warm streetlight reflections on wet pavements. Almut suggests a walk. Tobias hesitates for a moment, then agrees. This walk becomes the first space where their chemistry begins to truly grow. They talk about their careers, their frustrations, childhood memories, funny incidents, the things they are afraid of. Every topic seems to reveal a new layer. There is no rush. No flirting forced. Just two people finding unexpected softness in each other's company. The way Tobias listens makes Almut relax. The way Almut expresses herself makes Tobias open up. The conversation transitions from light to deep, from casual to intimate, yet nothing about it feels heavy. They reach a quiet street. A soft breeze. A faint smell of rain. Something in the air shifts. They're not just walking anymore, they are arriving at each other. They stop near the corner of a building. The city hums around them, but for a few seconds, it feels like the world has fallen silent. Almut turns to him. He looks at her. There is a subtle but unmistakable pull, gentle yet strong enough to be felt clearly. Tobias starts to say something, then stops. Almut takes a slow breath. This is that moment before a first kiss. When neither person is sure whether to move forward or wait. When the air turns thick. When the heart asks for something the mind isn't ready to articulate. She steps just a little closer, barely an inch. He notices. His breath deepens. They hover there, suspended between restraint and desire. The electricity of the moment is tender, not wild. Like two people discovering a doorway they didn't know they wanted to open. And then, the kiss begins with hesitation. Not because they don't want it, but because they want it too much, and that kind of desire makes you careful. Almut leans in first, slowly, thoughtfully. Tobias meets her halfway. Their lips touch softly. It's not rushed. Not urgent. It's slow, exploratory, full of longing that had been building quietly since the moment they collided days earlier. Her hand rises to his neck. His fingers brush against her cheek. Their closeness deepens with each second. It's the beginning of intimacy. The kind where two people aren't just kissing lips, but exchanging trust, emotion, vulnerability. The world fades around them. Everything becomes still. Only the warmth of the kiss remains. When they pull back, both are smiling, awkward, shy, glowing. They don't say anything. But their eyes say enough. This is the start of something. As they walk on, rain begins to fall. Not heavy, just a drizzle that quickly turns into a playful distraction. They run for cover, laughing like kids. It's the first time they see each other happy without filters, without control, without thinking how they look. Under the awning, their clothes damp, breath uneven from running, something spontaneous erupts inside them. Tobias brushes a wet strand of hair from Almut's forehead. She catches his wrist gently, holding it there for a heartbeat. Their faces are inches apart. The second kiss is different. It isn't thoughtful like the first. It's passionate. Hungry. Full of new confidence. They kiss as if the rain itself pulled them closer. This kiss marks the moment when attraction turns into undeniable connection. They end up at Almut's building. The rain has stopped but the air still smells like fresh stone and wet leaves. They stand at her door. Both are thinking the same thing. What happens next? Almut unlocks the door but doesn't immediately go inside. She turns toward Tobias, searching his face quietly, as if needing confirmation that this night meant as much to him as it did to her. He gives a half-nervous, half-tender smile. She steps back and gently gestures for him to come in. No words. Just a feeling. Inside her apartment, the atmosphere is dim, warm, and calm. A lamp glows on a side table, casting soft shadows. Almut and Tobias don't rush into physical intimacy. Instead, they talk, more deeply than before. She tells him things she hasn't told a stranger in years. He listens with unusual sincerity. They sit close. Their knees touch. Their hands brush and slowly hold. There are more kisses. Slow, affectionate, exploratory. Not lustful. But intimate in an emotional way. They fall asleep together, wrapped not in passion but in comfort. For the first time, both feel they have found a person who understands the quiet parts of their soul. The morning sun spills through the curtains. Almut wakes first, studying Tobias as he sleeps. There is softness in her expression, something like hope mixed with fear. He wakes. Their first morning smile feels like the real beginning of something stable, something anchored. They talk. They laugh. They kiss again, gently, the kind of kiss that seals the tenderness of the night. The bond is now clear. They are no longer two strangers who collided. They are becoming a story. A series of moments define their growing relationship. Tobias cooking badly and Almut laughing. Almut working late while Tobias brings her tea. Them shopping for furniture. Reading together in silence. Casual kisses when passing each other. Whispered confessions at midnight. Small arguments followed by gentle reconciliations. Photographing each other in silly moments. Their love develops through everyday life. Not dramatic, but deeply real. One day, Almut collapses. Tobias rushes her to the hospital. The tests come back with devastating news, a serious illness. This moment marks the shift from a romantic love story to a story about time, how much they have, how little they know, how deeply they want to live.